Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm showing you how I started from beginning to the very end making cinnamon rolls. This is how I do them every year around the holidays and sometimes in the summer for either gifting or fundraising purposes. Watch along to see how I do it. I am going to speed the film up throughout so it's not real time. If it were, it would take forever for this video to be watched. I'm going to put multiple links in the comments in case you need those. If you have any questions, like I said, make sure you post those in the comments. Thank you for watching, and if you don't mind, give me a like and subscribe. If you need to purchase any products, make sure you use my links. I am an affiliate with Brebeckers and also Amazon. I don't use a lot of Amazon links, but I do post those sometimes. So I appreciate your support, and thank you for watching. I'm always really careful to make sure that I have everything right. So I've already got my yeast, have my salt. You can't hardly see it. I have it measured out. I have some extra gluten that I'm going to put in there, my oil. I do use white sugar because that's what the masses are used to. And then I've got my scale. I'm ready to weigh my wheat for my water. Got my wheat berries here, my mixer. And does anyone else tape their recipes to the inside of their cabinets? I've got, you can't see it, but that's my recipe right there. All right, let's get ready to get to making. So while my bread is resting, I'm going to let that soak for, or sponge, whatever term you want to use, for 20 minutes approximately. I'm going to get the brown sugar ready for the filling, the butter, get my mixer ready, get all that stuff ready. So as soon as I finish kneading it, I can separate the dough and go right into rolling out the rectangles for each set of rolls. And I'll get my electric knife out. This is an old one. Brad and I got this when we got married 20 years ago. It's great for cutting cinnamon rolls. So I'm going to get everything ready while I wait on my bread to soak. So yes. Okay, my bread is still soaking. I've got the rest of my grains measured out. I measure them out in 600-gram increments. So that's the last batch that I have to use. I've got my filling for each batch of cinnamon rolls requires 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, 6 tablespoons of butter, and 1.5 cups of brown sugar. So I've got those ready to go for each batch. I've got my three pans. They'll go in there, and then I will cover them to put in the freezer while they freeze. I've got my cutting board ready to go. I actually have this marked. You can see this is mark and mark. So ideally, if I want it to be an exact measurement, I'll go up to that top line and then over there, so it's this wide and only that tall. But lately I've just been filling the whole board. I've got my mixer so I can mix the filling, and I like to melt the butter in this, so I'll soften the butter, not completely melt it. I'll soften it, then I'll add the brown sugar, tablespoon of cinnamon, and then I'll put that in once I have my dough separated into the three. And so that's how I'll do that. So we're about to get started on that next round. So I'm officially tired now. So I've got all 3 dozen in the refrigerator. I mean, in the freezer. They're freezing, and I'll let them freeze all day. It's now 11 o'clock. I'll probably feel good about bagging them up tonight. If not, I'll do it tomorrow. They're covered. I'm thinking I'm probably, while I've got my kitchen set up for cinnamon rolls, I'm probably going to go ahead and do another round, another 3 dozen cinnamon rolls, and then we'll see how we go from there. Once these are frozen, I hope I don't forget, I will film me bagging them up, and I'll do this icing too. I don't usually do the icing on the same day that I do the cinnamon rolls. It's a completely different process, and I can use my hand mixer for that. Also too, I usually do not roll out the cinnamon rolls on my stove. I normally go over to the table where it's lower and I'm not pressing hard on the stove, because we actually have, my husband's told me, he's like, the stove is flexing. You don't need to like press on it like that. That's why I had it pulled to the edge, because I was trying not to put any more weight on it. But because I have my camera set up, I didn't want to have to move. But it's not as hard on my back when I do it at the table that's lower, so I can press more. Yeah. So anyway, I'm not going to film doing more cinnamon rolls, but that's how I do 3 batches. Once those are frozen, I'll separate them and I'll put them in a bag and put them back in the freezer, and then I'll make icing later on, and then I'll get them ready for delivery. Or pickup. I usually meet people or they come by my house. I typically don't do delivery because that's just one more thing. I could put on there, with another donation, I could do delivery. So anyway, yeah, let me know if you have any questions. I hope this has been helpful to you. Okay. I'm going to wrap some of these just because they're not quite fully frozen.
When I first started making these, I would wrap them individually like this, and I've quickly learned that that wasn't necessary. Since these are not fully frozen, I'm going to leave them. So just quick little wrap on these. Let them finish freezing in the bag. I'm going to let the others sit before I take them out and wrap them.
Okay, it is the next day. It is Sunday. I regret taking up that first batch that you saw me take up. I regret taking that out of the pan. They just were not quite frozen enough. It is now about it's close to 4:30, and so these cinnamon rolls have been sitting for at least 24 hours. which is plenty of time. We had church this morning, so I didn't get it taken care of right away. I did want to put a plug in for giving. I like to give, and I always tithe on anything like what I earn from these cinnamon rolls. I'll tithe on them. And one place I like to give is the AG Giving website. If you need a place to, if you have extra that you want to give, or maybe you are just starting to tithe on things money that you receive, this is a great resource. It's a place that I like to do a lot of giving through. You can give to a lot of different really good causes. I'll put the link to the website on there in case you want to use that platform to give. And then I'm going to show a quick video of me just getting the cinnamon rolls out of the pan. I'll fast forward the video. I actually ended up making 9 dozen cinnamon rolls yesterday. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I was on a roll, and I posted them on Facebook, and before I went to bed, they were all spoken for, and I've already started my list for Christmas. So, we're going to be busy. I will put a link for the cinnamon roll icing recipe that I used. I found this on allrecipes.com several years ago, and I've used it ever since, for always. It's fantastic. I'll put the link on there. I'm going to make enough to divvy up to give out for 12 cinnamon rolls. So I'm going to have 12 ounces of cream cheese, 5 1/4 sticks butter, 3 teaspoons of vanilla, 12 tablespoons of milk, which is 3/4 cup milk, and I'll actually end up adding more than that. It's probably going to be about a cup or more. 9 cups of confectionery sugar, and then 1.5 teaspoons of salt. So it's going to be a lot of icing. I'm going to divvy it up equally. Should end up being about a cup or 8 ounces, a little bit more per bag that I'm going to do. I've actually got some bags that I'm going to be using. If you watched my other videos, which I'll link my other cinnamon roll videos that I do, but I've used containers in the past, but I've ended up, my mom had picked up some bread bags for me, and they were too small for bread, so they ended up being perfect for cinnamon roll icing. And so I just put the icing there, freeze it, and then the person can take it and snip the end, and then they can just drizzle it over their cinnamon rolls. So that's ended up being a great way to use these bags. So let's get started on getting these cinnamon rolls out of the freezer into the bags, and then start on the icing. So here's the truth. I think the Anchor Shrimp Mixer is absolutely wonderful, but I'm tired of washing it. I washed it 3 times by hand yesterday because I washed it in between each time I made bread or cinnamon rolls. And then today I came home after church and I made bread because we're out of bread. Not anymore, but we were. And now I'm going to use it again for a 5th time this weekend. I'm going on strike when I finish with this icing. So I'm going to turn the camera on so you can see. I am doing a soften setting on the microwave on the butter and the cream cheese. I prefer to let it thaw during the day and then let it come to complete room temperature, but I don't have time for all that. I just got them from the store today, so I'm just softening it in the microwave, and then I'm going to put these in the mixer and let it do its thing. So here we go. So this is the finished product. I will take this
and a bag of icing, put it in a grocery bag along with some instructions, and give them to the person who requested these, and that is how it goes. If you have any questions, make sure to put them in the comments and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching.